This 20 billion USD collapse sentence stems from 40 pounds biomass consuming only plankton. Do you believe ecological disasters always belong to apex predator machines? Blind arrogance. They launch 10 feet through midair, smashing humanity's technological illusions to pieces. A silent army is coldly stripping away every drop of river oxygen. Carpocalypse, $20 billion, fish war, electric walls versus grinder armada vertical bar documentary. The most brutal ecological disasters rarely stem from nature. They begin with a good intention. Do you think this army crossed the ocean by itself? No. The United States government rolled out the red carpet to invite them in. The 1970s, Southern American farms imported Asian carp as a water filtering tool. Arrogant humans believed they could use one organism to manipulate another. But nature always finds a way to strip away absolute control. The summer of 1993, a historic flood tore through the Midwest, every artificial barrier smashed to pieces. The cleanup force flooded the Mississippi River system. In open waters, they triggered an exponential reproduction machine. A single individual can devour plankton equal to 20 to 40% of its body weight daily. 60 pounds fish wipes out the food foundation of an entire river stretch in just 24 hours. Unrelenting sweep, centuries of history and traditional fisheries crushed in a single decade. Native fishing boats rot ashore, yielding to water boiling with millions of silver fins. Brought in as cleanup slaves, now turned into tyrants, stripping the ecological heritage of an entire continent. To protect the final domains, what did America have to wager? Do you think a billionaire empire is protected by giant steel walls? Rome? To blockade the path into the Great Lakes, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers established an invisible defense line, a 25 million USD underground electric fence cutting across the Chicago Canal. We do not use nets. We are cooking the river alive with extreme voltage currents. Tens of millions of USD in American tax money burned every year just to maintain this invisible barrier. A colossal bill, paying the price for 1970s arrogance. Look deep into this brutal truth. Humans must use electricity to shock their own ecosystem apart, just to buy time before total collapse. But nature never plays by machine rules. Electricity can repel giant muscle masses, yet millions of tiny larvae and fish eggs silently drift straight through this defense line, ironically. Do you see the absolute helplessness when humanity's greatest technological machine is being outpaced by creatures following only primitive survival instincts? The electric wall cannot shield America forever. When passive defense fails, fishermen must push straight into the core zone, sparking an electromagnetic war 1,000 times more brutal. Do you think fishing is peaceful net casting? Wrong. This is an electromagnetic war. Fishermen use no bait. They blast 5,000 watts of electricity straight into the water, a cold strike to paralyze the entire invading army. Water boils violently. Industrial nets stretch to the absolute limit, carrying tens of thousands of LBCL biomass. Steel cables vibrate wildly, safety margins on deck hang by a single mechanical clutch. If it snaps, nature's blind power strikes back. Forcing creation to submit through electromagnetic violence, humanity wagers the most reckless gamble. Do you think 1,000-horsepower electromagnetic machines and frantic sweep campaigns saved the river? Truth will shatter all human illusions. For decades, the U.S. government burned $607 million USD just to block invasive carp, a colossal investment in sheer helplessness, WT. A bizarre biomass drop comes from where no one expects. Starting in 2018, in machine-free and human-free waters, carp populations suddenly evaporate by 40 to 70%, a completely silent purge, far surpassing any radar system's capacity. Who stands behind this invisible sweep? The answer lies deep in the mud. The ecosystem's savior turns out to be prehistoric creatures dismissed as trash, hunted mercilessly for centuries. Underwater cameras decode a new order. The first assassin emerges, blue catfish. Tossed ashore to rot in the past, they become cold ambush forces, waiting in dark zones, striking brutally to strip carp life faster than a blink. But for adult specimens weighing dozens of LEBs, possessing rock-hard skulls, how are they neutralized? Look into the dark shadow of the second killer, alligator gar, a living armored fossil surviving over 100 million years. It glides silently in the dark, delivering a devastating jaw slam, snapping adult carp spines completely. The reproductive machine of the invasive army collapses right at the highest trophic level. And at the lowest level, life is equally locked down. The third killer appears, bowfin, silently sweeping calm waters, stripping away survival chances for tens of thousands of unformed carp larvae. Three ancient predators, attacking three different life cycle stages, slamming shut every survival door for the invader. A masterclass coordination no 607 million USD human megaproject could ever design. The greatest paradox of the ocean is here. Nature never needs technology or our massive bills. It only needs humans to step aside, allowing its own brutal immune system to activate. The ecosystem has self-cleansed millions of entities. But with the remaining biomass harvested by man, what fate awaits them as they cross the doors of sterile sanctuaries? The furious and muddy atmosphere of the river is cleanly severed. Complete wilderness vanishes behind forged steel doors. Do you think this invasive biological machine will be crushed into agricultural fertilizer? Another cognitive blind spot. Welcome to the paradox of sterility. America's most hated ecological trash is now fed straight into the most stringent processing lines, meeting FDA perfection standards. In a mere 60 seconds, thorough purification begins. Excess body structures are stripped away by high-speed laser disc saws. Fish sections are continuously washed under ozone water pressure, revealing spotless snow-white flesh grains. All river ruins are erased. America's #1 enemy is now cradled, vacuum sealed, and pushed straight into super-fast freezing holds at lethal temperature, -40 degrees Fahrenheit. At this extreme temperature, time is sealed. Protein structures are perfectly preserved. The invasive machine enters through the front door disguised as trash and drifts out at the finish line as pure white gold blocks. Mechanical metamorphosis complete. Now this mindless asset enters the port logistics bloodstream, a cross-continental life or death race. Do you think these flawless meat blocks will appear on American dinner tables? Another cognitive blind spot. The cold truth. Almost no American citizen consumes them. Thousands of tons of this biomass are locked inside the cold chain, crossing thousands of miles only to be exported back to where they originated, Asia. Cutting through the continental night, 18-wheel tractor trailers speed away. Cargo holds maintain perpetual lethal temperature ranges. The destination is West Coast superports, where ultra-heavy cargo ships wait to devour the entire spoils. After a grueling 7,000 miles journey across the Pacific Ocean, ultra-heavy container blocks dock at Asian megacities. In lavish five-star restaurants, elites pay sky-high prices for a snow-white fillet plate. They believe they are savoring ultimate luxury delicacies. But through capitalist label magic, the ecological trash that tore apart river ecosystems is now listed under a fancy name: wild-caught natural fish from pristine North American waters. Do you recognize the absolute irony of this globalization gamble? American fishermen wager sweat and recklessness. America burns billions of tax dollars cleaning up trash. In the end, everyone is just acting as cheap laborers for a luxury culinary empire across the hemisphere. Do you think humans mastered this game? Wrong? The electric wall keeps running. Super cargo ships keep leaving port. Nature silently self-cleanses through its own brutal laws. America strung rivers with high-voltage grids, but in the end, nature always knows how to purge out silence. Yet, far offshore, hundreds of miles from land, another life or death boundary is being torn apart. Not a harvest of a muddy invasion army. A targeted purge aiming at roaming ocean gladiators, speed ghosts armed with razor-sharp swords over 4 feet long. Are you ready to enter the brutal ring of commercial sword fishing? Let DDB Green unearth the truth.